Broadcast. Well, it says it's going. I did this backwards. I'm gonna hit start recording now. I'm doing my best, Internet. Yeah. I'll just relax and let you tell me if I'm messing up.
There you go. You're live.
Fantastic. Alright. Well, where's my chat option? Not that I'll respond much to it, but it would be nice if I tried.
I've got the chat option open.
Yeah, no, but good faith effort says I should do something, right?
Or, you let me do the typing bit, if there is any typing to do, and you just respond verbally to anything I tell you comes up on chat. That's how we did it last time.
Yeah, it makes a load of sense.
Hey.
Settings.
Zoe. She broke her wrist, and it was not a sprain.
Broken? Who said,
Yikes.
I don't have the chat option. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm sorry if that is true. Lord.
Broken wrists are terrible.
They are the worst.
She said that yes, it is true.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I had a student who couldn't move a single thing but his toes, and I put a paintbrush between them. And I got that son of a gun to paint, so broken wrist or no, your assignments are still due.
Fantastic.
The best stories are the real ones. I can't figure it out.
What?
How to make the chat option. You just have to relate it to me.
That's what I did last time.
Oh god.
They
all sound terrible. These are my real knuckles?
They are your real knuckles, yes.
Ugh.
It's not like I suddenly replaced them overnight while you were sleeping.
If you did, I'm upset.
No, I did not replace your knuckles with something fake overnight.
Alright. Got my grip of junkiest brushes known to man. Well, some of them are alright. Look at this one.
Brushes I gave you were deeply insulted.
Oh, this is one of the ones you gave me. It's pretty as a picture.
Mm-hmm.
This one of my students put glue on it. Of all effing things. I'm even wrong about that one. It's this one. It's neither here nor there. Alright. Okay, so I'm thinking well, anyways, this is my palette, and I kind of just threw your generic smattering of colors in here. We got blue, yellow, kind of a reddish brown, red, white, kind of a bluish green. What kind of brown is that? I guess we'll just call that standard brown. This is a yellow brown. This is kind of a yellowish green, black. Well, you don't know blue. Lord help you. I guess this is your chance to learn. I'm gonna get a big old brush. That looks like a good one. And we're just gonna go straight in with some blue and some white. This is my favorite palette in the world right here. We're just gonna mix it up right there. We're gonna get ourselves a nice sky blue. I'm gonna load my paintbrush up nice and full of it. Just like me as a painter, nice and full of it. Alright, we're just gonna throw that pretty sky down there somewhere. I ain't even trying to overthink this jazz at all. Oh, look at that, it's a pretty sky blue. Well, I did it. Painting's over. I'm done. I hope you learned something. Alright, we'll just throw this excess color down here. Maybe we'll have some water down there later. Now I gotta bucket of water at my feet. I assume everyone can hear it because I see the little sound doodad going nuts. And this whole area loosely smells of mildew every time I do this. I think that's because I'm doing a good job. Alright. Fan that out. This is acrylic paint. So, you know, for me, fanning it off helps it out a little bit because acrylic paint tends to dry fast. I'm going to go straight into this. I called it generic brown. So that's what I'm going to stick with. Let's get some of this bluish green. What a nice dark color. Everything about a good landscape paint is all about some good lights and darks and balance. Let's get a touch of that black, just a touch. We just want a good dark color. Alright, let's see. We're just going to start. Maybe we'll just throw some... Let's throw some trees in here. I'm just going to tap them on in. Don't overthink it. I'm just going to let that brush wear itself out. Go on my palette and pick some more of that good color up. Look at this, we didn't do a single cloud. We don't need them. Some days there aren't any clouds at all, and that's fine too. There we go. Ooh, look at that. We got a whole proper forest going. Chris, where's my phone?
I have no idea. Well, there you go. You found it. Well done.
I had a nice reference picture for a stream. Because I want to, if I'm the king of the creeks, I should do some creek-related content, right?
Theoretically.
Alright, this is one everyone loves to see. An artist looking up reference photos.
Mm-hmm.
But what can you do?
You have another student in chat that said, "Hey, Mr. W."
Hey, trying to do it again. Yeah, well, forget it.
They are excited to see you tomorrow.
Well, heck, I'm glad somebody is. That's always good to hear. Look at that, we got a whole forest happening right through here. Alright, well, we're going to go back into some of this brown color. I already got a bunch of dark greens and blues going down right here. I'm just mixing brown right in there.
Your random new student that's in the chat is Chris.
Oh, well, heck, Chris is better at this than I am. So, he could probably teach you a little bit better than I could. Alright, so we're just going to throw in some nice earthy tones. And I'm just throwing in some base color. I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm just throwing some good dark colors. Everything about a good landscape painting is all about throwing in some good darks and lights. Because that's all it's about. Just playing back and forth with darks and lights. People should get sick of it at some point, me saying it. But I assume at that point, if you're actually really getting sick of it, you've watched me enough that hopefully you'll learn something better. Alright, ooh, look at that. Boy, you can almost see it happening right there. Just clean my brush out a little bit. Alright, beat the devil out that brush. I love a good Bob Ross quote. I'm gonna beat it like it owes me money. Alright, just clean that brush out nice and good. And we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into some yellow. Boy, that lighting is so bright. Let's kill this one. Does it look more yellow to you? Oh, I just dropped it straight on my canvas. Well, nothing to do about that. That's one of those happy accidents. Touch this green right here. Yellow and green.
Chris says that it's pretty.
Well, one hopes.
See,
And I want this nice and bright because I want it to contrast that dark color I just threw down. We're just gonna get that all pretty sap green and yellow going. It's springtime. It's specifically Easter today, so we might as well do a nice bright painting. So I'm coming in here, just some bright colors. I'm gonna just tap those brights in there, right there. You don't want to kill your darks. So maybe you just have a few spots where you just tap in. Don't be afraid to jump a little bit ahead of your trees when it comes to that bright color. Watch this. When I say that, like this one right here, you see how it starts right there? Just a little bit on top. Right there. And I'm really just leaning into this yellow color. There's my palette. Just tap some highlights in there. Where do you think they should go? And these are just gonna tell the viewer the sun's kissing that spot right there. Nothing too much. You don't want to overdo it. Keep them darks. Some darks and lights are gonna be so important for telling the viewer where the distance is in your painting. I'm just working up some good color on my brush. I want to load this brush up all nice and good. And this is one of the junkiest 1-inch brushes I've ever had. It's about beat up 6 ways to Sunday. You can see the stray hair on camera right there. Boy, this brush don't even want to behave the least bit. I'm going to turn on the side. Look at that. We're just going to tap some grass in there. Ooh, look at that. Boy, you can see that grass coming in like nothing else.
Chris says he's sad because he can't follow along because he doesn't have the right colors.
Well, pick a color that's close or not close at all. It's your world. Maybe in your world all you got's red and white, and these are pink little grassy boys. You know, when the sun sets, everything gets picked up with that wonderful light.
Make your trees purple. Maybe
Purple.
It's Dr.
Yeah,
Seuss.
purple, pink, magenta. Heck, make it all black and white. It all works the same.
True facts.
And I'm just coming in here. I'm just trying to use this rough end of my brush right there. Get some more yellow in there. Just a bit more yellow. And all I'm doing is just coming here, just lightly tapping that in. Look at that. Boy. We could dang near stop right here. I'm not going to, but we could. But yeah, you don't got the right colors. Pick the colors you got and give it a shot. I'm just going to drop those little grassy guys in there wherever you feel like it. Boy, man, I already see this painting coming together. Look at that. Wow. Alright, let's go ahead and clean that brush out. I'm notoriously bad about not cleaning my brush. Beat the devil out of it. Get off my paintbrush. Alright. Okay. We're going to get some of this light blue and white. Kind of the same colors we use to mix with our sky. I'm just going to find a little spot where our water lives. I'm going to go straight down. Maybe right here. You got a little water feature going. I live next to a creek, so I'm kind of biased. But I'm going to jump this watercolor right on top of my land. And this whole time, it's one motion. And if you gotta practice it. Man, get yourself some jump paper. Pull it straight down. Look at that. Boy, ain't that some pretty water. You can just go jump right in there. Clean my brush out. Beat the heck out of it. Now, Josie, you happen to watch this. I've been thinking about stealing your brush. She had this little 1-inch what do you call it? Foam brushes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, foam
Yeah.
brush. She has a little 1-inch foam brush sitting near my desk forever. And I've been thinking about taking it from her forever. Okay, let's see, maybe.
I think I actually have some extras of those laying around somewhere.
Oh yeah, why not? Maybe we'll just knock this little bottom part in. We'll just throw some good old dirty mud down there. Whoa, we got a proper pond going there. And all I did was just mix up some, I didn't even show it. All I did was just touch a little bit of this brown right here and a little bit of that black. Just get a nice dark color. A little bit darker than I used right here. The closer you get to the bottom of your painting, the darker things should get. It's called atmospheric perspective. So the further things are in the background, the blurrier and washed out it gets. It's called saturated, if you didn't know. And the closer things are, the darker and vibrant, the more vibrant they get. I didn't realize it. I'm wearing your hairband on my wrist this whole time.
What? My hairband?
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it one of my favorite scrunchies?
I hope not. It might have paint on it.
Story of my life.
Alright, so what I'm going to do, I got my little fan brush here. You got any flat brush, that'll work too. I'm just going to load it up nice and full. And I'm going to say, man, art's all about bravery and taking risks. Maybe right at this horizon, we got a little bit of, ooh, look at that. We got a little waterfall going. Every time you got a waterfall, you got to put these little splishy splashy guys on there. And you just got to tap them, man. Fun thing about waterfall, they're easy as heck to make. You just got to go with the flow of your land. Just like that. You want to make a waterfall? Side to side and straight down. Side to side, straight down. There it goes. Once you get your little waterfall going, tap that paint. Just tap it. Just that little... Where's my camera at? Come on, focus. No, maybe we'll do this one. Just the edge of it. Just tap that guy right there. There it is. Boy, ain't this easy. It's not hard. You just gotta understand a few tips here and there. Flow of the land. Man, look at that. And because all this paint is still a little bit wet, it's all gonna blend together. And all those kind of, like little colors you put down, they're gonna form all the things you're gonna do next. Maybe a little splashy guy right there. Look at that. Boy, we got a proper little waterfall going. And it's just leaping and bounding through this thing. And we're just side to side. Horizontal motions. I make sound effects. It helps me out. Look at that. Just like that. Little waterfall. Little splashy guys as it hits that water. Maybe I just... Ooh, look at that. Ooh, man, that waterfall is going. Alright. And when it hits right in that water, I'm going to go just horizontal, side to side. And that's just going to put that gentle little reflection in that water. Human eye has a fantastic way of filling in the details that the brain doesn't even know. It's a pattern-seeking creature we are, and the more familiar something is that we've seen before, the easier it is for your brain to pick it up. Watch this. We're gonna make some. We're gonna make a little shoreline. So right through here, I'm gonna say, my wire's just gonna tap up on that edge. Just tap it in. Man, look at that. Ain't that pretty? Boy, I tell you, that is gorgeous. Right there. Right there. Go with that flow of the land.
June said fancy painting.
Well, I hope it's fancy. I'm trying. Look at this. Ooh, just tap that little shoreline in there. The more waves you put in, the faster your water goes. Solid rule. You want your water to be still? Tap less of this in there. You want your water to look like it's moving? Tap more into it. These little lines will tell your viewer how fast that water's going. Alright, let's clean this guy up.
Chris says, what color should I make the sky? I got yellow, gray, purple, and red.
Yes.
Meaning any of those colors would be fantastic for the sky.
Yeah, so if you're going to do a bright spot in the sky, start with your brightest colors first, work darker out from it. And especially if you're trying to make that sky glow, you want to start from your bright spot and work out. Every time you go into that bright spot, you want to clean your brush out and go back into it and then build outward from that. That's what's going to make that wonderful glow. And if it's bright in the center and it gets darker as it goes out, you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's the easiest way I think I can describe it. Because I'm gonna hose that brush out real quick. Because if you go back in with that dark, any kind of dark paint, and you're not cleaning your brush out, it's gonna blur out the brightness effect that you're looking for, that glow. So if you have multiple points of glowing spots, like you got a white spot over here, maybe over here you got a little bit, yellow glowing, like maybe you got like the moonlight here and the campfire here. You want to start with that blue, that bright white section for your moon, and then you're going to start with that white, and you're just going to blend out, a little crisscross pattern until you get it lighter and lighter as you, or I guess I should say darker and darker as you go away. Same thing with that campfire. You can throw a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange in there. And as you get further from that campfire, you're just going to let that brush blend itself out. But yeah, every time you go back in to make it brighter, make sure you clean your brush out, go in with your brightest colors, and just blend it out. Your dark sections should be further away from it. Alright, so we got this beautiful scene. I'm a big fan of just chunking some trees in there, so I got myself the cheapest fan brush you could find. Just put a gnarly old tree. Maybe this tree goes all the way up there. We gotta make them thicker at the bottom, thinner at the top. It's the easiest way to make trees. Look at that. And there goes old chunky boy. And I don't want to lose all that background detail, so I gotta be a little bit patient with it. Maybe he's got a little buddy right here on the other side. Maybe he just goes a little bit off that way. Me and my gorgeous producer here, we just went out to Hickory Creek today. Had ourselves a little picnic, and I saw all sorts of wonderful trees. They just...
Darling, everybody local's gonna know that is Old Alton Bridge, not Hickory Creek.
I don't care about the bridge, I care about the creek. It's King of the Denton's Creeks, not King of the Denton Bridges.
I'm just saying, most will know it as Old Alton Bridge or Goatman's Bridge.
Well, I assume that if you heard that, that's what we're talking about. It's good to absorb some nature. There we go. And look at that. A little bit of dark, a little bit of light. It doesn't matter where you put your highlights and lowlights, wherever you feel like they should be. If your tree's a little bit too light on one side, pick up some, some brighter color. Just tap that in wherever you think those little highlights should go. Oh, look at that. Woo! Wait. This is a place I'd like to go relax. We should have had a picnic here, Crystal.
I'll see what I can do next time.
Can you find this place
About
I just made up?
Making this place you made up exist.
This
so we
imaginary landscape.
Yeah, I'll just conjure it. It'll be fine. Make it happen for you, babe.
Alright, I'm going right back into my old junky brush. And I want this to be nice and bright. I'm going to give myself a good old heaping. Boy, I tell you what, that light is so bright. Does it help to have it Like that. Oh yeah, now you can see that yellow. So I got myself a pinch of yellow, tiny touch of green. It's springtime in my head, so I want more yellow than green. I'm gonna go right back into my mixing pile. Just load my brush up. I'm gonna try to tap upwards on it.
Someone named screen named Basil asked, "How do you keep your brushes clean?"
Well, I mean, the honest truth is, keep your brushes clean. I got a big old planter of water at my feet. And if you can afford multiple brushes, so much the better. If you got a whole bunch of extra brushes at your disposal, that'll definitely help. But if you only got one brush, get yourself a big old jug of water and use that.
Or even just an empty pickle jar of water.
Or an empty pickle jar, whatever you got handy. I'm already out of friggin' yellow. I'll buy paint by the liter. So
Goes well with your bucket of paint water.
yeah, well, waste not, want not, unless you pour it all over your table. Just a touch of this yellow. Oh yeah, just a big old helping glob of yellow. I guess that's what I'm going with now. And a touch of that green. Like I said, we got Easter going down, so we want them bright greens. I happened to see a tree today that had just the most wonderful, almost like, I want to say green and white mixed into it. I mean, it's just the fairest green. Let's cut some of that. Maybe we'll just ape that real quick. I just got a lick of white on that. I'm gonna mix it right into that yellow I just put down. I'm just gonna throw it all down. It's springtime. Let's get some springtime. This is some springtime leaves in there. Big old helping of white. Mix it straight on there. Just load your brush up.
June would like to know how you celebrated Easter today.
Well, lucky for me, I got this wonderful lady right across me who helped me set up a wonderful little picnic. And we went and had a picnic. And that's what we did. I want to bury this tree. If you ever feel like your tree just looks like it's sitting out there weird, maybe it just has a little section where the stump of it looks kind of funny. Load your brush up all nice and dirty. The roughest one you got. Then you just tap some bushes right in front of it. Look at that. Look at that. You don't gotta go hard with it. Even just the lightest taps. Maybe it's just a little bit of grass that jumps out in front. But that'll bury that root right in the ground. Now I'm thinking just to myself right here. This is all so bright. We need to get some of those dark colors. So I'm gonna just go straight into that tree color I made earlier. That's my low lights. I just slung black paint all over my canvas. Boy, if you didn't know I was trying to do this live, there it is. How can we make this work? I thought I was just about done, but here I am. Trying to like use this black paint. I actually slung all over my canvas.
Happy accidents, though.
Yeah,
right?
boy, that's proof of concept. Happy accidents. So we're just going to add some low lights into this tree. I got all this dang black paint. Might as well. Alright. Just load my paint up. Touch of yellow. Touch of green. Maybe in this world there's a little bit of bushy boys that live right over here. Boy, you did it again. Boy, I'm feeling casual. That's all that is. Okay, well, look at that. We got a big old sloppy thing of white. Watch this. This brush. I'm going to clean it out real good. I didn't mean to do that. Let's make it go away.
June would like to know, are you going to add a bird or some sort of wildlife at all? You going to add critters?
I wasn't planning on it, but now that it's mentioned, might as well.
I mean, you did just sling a bunch of paint everywhere. You may as well use it.
Well, yeah, heck, it's all over the place now.
Should call you the paint slinger instead of the king of the creek.
6 of one, half a dozen of another. So all I'm doing is with that hard black paint, I just slung over, everywhere. I'm just softening it. I'm just trying to wander those low lights into my big trees that jumped out in front of everything. I'm just softening those edges some. Ever get to the point where you're just like, I can't do it anymore, everything's becoming mud? That's your sign that you got probably a situation where you gotta let it dry for a second. If you let it dry for a second, especially if you're working in acrylic, a little drying period will help.
Chris would like to know if you're taking requests.
I wasn't, but hit me with an offer.
June nominates your critter to be bird. A bird.
A bird.
A bird.
I don't paint birds very often, and maybe that's my sign that I probably should try.
I mean, you could paint the heron that lives nearby. The little gawky
Oh my gosh. Me and my beautiful producer, we went out on a walk yesterday near the creek I live next to. And we saw this gawky brand new fledgling heron. And it was just hunting away. Not successfully, I'll mind you, but it was trying its best. She didn't think so.
I thought it looked ridiculous. It was hilarious.
But I was pretty sure its parents were watching it. I'm just going to tap some grass right there. Just right there.
Chris requests that you make it a cat. And now he and June are arguing about cat or bird.
Well, neither one of you are wrong for your ambition. So, have some little lights in there. Cat or bird?
The age-old question.
Is that the question?
No.
Boy, I wish I would have known that a long time ago. I probably could have solved a lot more problems. Cat or bird? I'm going to go with bird. Sorry, Chris. You're in my class, so you want to know how to paint a cat? We'll work on that tomorrow. Alright, so I got my thin old little liner brush. You could tell. Right there. Right there.
They came to an agreement. Both.
Both.
A bird and a cat.
So, let's say...
And your mother typed in a smiley face. Hi, Mom.
Right there. I'm going to say right here. Heron's got a nice long beak, and it's got these weird little gawky feathers that run off the back of it. And a skinny little neck.
Mom requested a bird also, so.
Well, heck, on Easter, if it's my mama, how could I refuse?
Mm-hmm.
And made this little bird right here. He's just hunting up a storm.
Well, apparently, the person under the username June is also in your class.
Well, I don't know usernames versus student names, so we'll just have to...
all I've got to work with is a username.
We'll just have to go with it.
Yep.
Oh, God, help me. Here goes a cat.
You're doing both.
All I know is cats got pointy ears. So, I'm going to lean to that pointy ear kind of feel.
Fair.
I'm just going with a nice dark color because this water's really bright. So if that water's bright and I want this cat to show up at all, I want that cat to be nice and dark. And there it is.
Oh, screen name June is actually Josie.
Let's see if I can get that up. There's a cat and a heron. Maybe they're hunting the same dang fish.
Did you hear me, babe?
Alright, well, lucky me, we figured that one out. Oh, broken wrist Josie. I don't mean to laugh at your broken wrist. Alright, look at that. Woo-wee, they're just waiting to catch some kind of good meal right there.
Isn't Josie the artist behind the wizard party that's on my wall?
Yes. Alright, so I'm going to pick up some of this yellow paint that I accidentally spilled all over my table. I'm just going to push up on it. We're just going to make some little grassy boys. Right there. We're going to hide this little group animals I was commanded to paint. I'm going to pick some of that crimson red. I'm going to mix it. I should show it. Now this is a crimson red. It's a nice deep dark red. Because I went off all these bright colors, so if I want to really mix it up and create layers, you want to go light and a dark. Just like that. And now we got a little cat. A little bird. Right there. Let's put some highlights on this tree before we sign off. Get some of this white. I accidentally hit that yellow. It's okay. I'm gonna go white on one side. I'll pick up some nice dark brown on the other if I can snag it. Come on, get with me. So we got darker color on this side, brighter color on this side. And this is like your instant highlight, low light combination. And we're just gonna go straight down, go with the flow of the land, flow of your trees. Maybe there's some little branches and tree things are going on through here.
Chris said his finished product from Gravity Falls, which is a great show. And yes, we are lagging. Sorry. The internet gets weird this time sometimes.
It's Sunday night. People want to watch all sorts of TV, whatnot.
And everybody uses the internet to do it.
Yep. Maybe we'll just throw a little chunk of a broken tree in here. I'm gonna get my brown and black on there. Nice dark color. Just throw it right in there. A little bit of variety. And I'm just going real light, just throwing some sticks in there.
Chris says he's gonna bring his painting to show you tomorrow.
I look forward to it. Please do. Look at that. We properly framed them in this little thing. Ooh, yeah. There it goes. Alright. I'll put a little tree in there. Clean this guy out. This is my little fan brush. Let's make some pretty little forest things with this little fan brush right here. So, big old glob of yellow and green. Mix it right on my table. We're just going to go in there and tap some new growth in there. These are young trees, so maybe they don't need all that much detail or big bright green leaves. They just need a little bit. Just a little bit. It's real easy to overdo it. I'm definitely known for overdoing these kind of parts because I just love to make everything as green and pretty as possible.
Josie says, flowers in trees? Question mark.
Oh yeah. If you hadn't seen a Cleveland pear, every spring they just grow up with the most beautiful white little flowers every spring.
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossoms a good example too. Look at that. We're running right over that stream we just made earlier. It's okay. And you can just do this to your heart's content. You just fill this up exactly as much as you need it to until you just feel like this is pretty as you need it.
Chris says, yes, you are really known for overdoing some parts. Oh, by the way, what's the sketch of the week for tomorrow?
You're going to have to wait, young man. As always. I ain't decided yet, and I won't decide until I show up tomorrow. That's how it always works.
Amazing.
I got too many ideas in my head to tell you now because I could tell you, but I might change my mind on the way to work, and that's how it is. You want this life? Be an art teacher, and you can have this too.
I love that he's trying to get a leg up.
He just wants to get done faster so he can get back to the art he wants to do. I'm just come here, some bright white. Tell me I'm not wrong, Chris.
He said no, I wanted to get a head start.
Uh-huh, you want to get ahead of the game. Yeah, sure. That's what I would say, too, if I was lying. Just some highlights here and there. Woo, I tell you what, they got a splashing stream through there. Man, this is a proper wooded area. We got a cat and a bird for some reason working together. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. You know what? I heard flowers, and I want to put some flowers in there before I go. A little bit of red and white on there. We're gonna tap some flowers right here. I got my little liner brush. We're just going straight red and white. I'm not even mixing them. I'm just gonna let them mix on the canvas. Right there. Right there.
Chris said, what's the point in the sky if you can't even see it anymore?
The point is the process. Maybe for you, the sky is an important thing. For me, it's just a place to start. I tell the story as I go along. Maybe in your story there's a bunch of sky up there. For me, these trees grew up right in front of it.
Josie says the sky just went poof.
Yeah, well,
does that?
You got plants like I got growing through here, man. Maybe them skies just disappeared beneath all that vegetation I decided to throw down. If I want it back, I could just paint it right back in there. In this little area, man, these plants are having such a good time. They're not even worried about a bunch of sunlight. They're getting plenty. There's a tap some beautiful little red and white flowers down there. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa, wait, that's pretty. That's a proper little rose bush. And I'm just going back and forth my white and my red. I'm not mixing it on my brush at all. I'm just raw red and white paint. Whew, man.
Josie says that it is beautiful.
Well, I appreciate that.
I am inclined to agree.
Well, I think at some point every artist has to admit when it's over. And that sometimes is the hardest part, is saying you're done. Admitting when the painting has hit a nice little spot. Go ahead and sign that. I'm not good at writing in paint. All the things I can do in paint, letters, and are not one of them. A little LW23 for the year. Well, look at that, man. Good luck to you, cat and bird. I hope that you find all the weird little animals and fish that you're looking for. I hope there's a good meal in there for both of you. Just tap some low lights in there, because I say, you know, you should say you're done at some point, but here I am, being a typical artist, never giving up. Alright, so
Josie said, oh man, it's over. And Chris said, how much are you selling that for? I want to buy it.
well, I got a soft spot for people I know. The shorter answer is I have no idea. I haven't decided yet. I gotta feel how much I like it first, and then I'll come up with the price point. And if you make a painting, don't let anyone undersell you. You sell things based off how you like it. That's a fair price. If you practice your art and you put time into it, it's worth whatever you say it is. If I say $10,000, well, there's probably not a lot of people out there who would buy it, but you never know. There might be one, and it only takes one to make that 10,000. Anyways, I'm the king of the creek, Texas Modern Fine Arts, Mr. Wedgeworth to those who know me. Luke, who know me even a little bit closer. Y'all have a good evening, and thanks for painting with me. Chris, I'm going to try to stop this thing. Okay. Let's just leave this in. It's very,
go for it.
Yeah, it's very in the moment. You will not be able to reconnect your stream and stop, and you will no longer be live.
Yeah, that's
I wish I wasn't dyslexic. That makes reading tough. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. If I